So, I've never actually put my face and spoke live. Really, ever. I think once on Facebook. I'm Alberta Grown, obviously from Alberta, Canada. 37. I have 4 kids, 1 husband, 5 cats, 1 dog. We live on an acreage. I'm a nursing aide. I'm on leave right now. What else could I tell you? I love makeup. I love everything rock and roll and country. Some people tell me the two can't go together, but I think they're wrong. So I think I'm going to start doing this a little more often. Everyone's telling me, oh yeah, you should totally do it. You know, there's not a lot of Canadian YouTubers out there, not a lot of good ones. I don't know if I'll be a good one. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Who really cares? Maybe it's something that I can develop over time. Maybe it's something just for me to do. I don't have a hobby. I'm not artistic like my children. I can't knit, I can't draw, I can sew a little bit. I love makeup, but I mean, I live in the boonies. I'm from Hickville, so yeah, it's weird walking around a small town when you go to town with a face full of makeup on, because everyone's like, oh wow, where's Jamie going to? I'm just going to the beer store for my husband, you know. That's what I do. But today I'm taking one of my girls and her friend into the city because they have a class project. So, oh, and when I say city, it's like 45 minutes away. It's like 60,000 people. But that's the city to me. Somewhere like Calgary, which is like 3.5 hours away, that's like, I don't even know. Like it's blows my mind every time I'm in Calgary, which is not very often, and I really dislike going there. It's too loud, it's too noisy, it's too crowded, it's just too much. I'd much rather have my peaceful little acreage, go to the city once in a while. Yeah, the city I go to for my big grocery shops and, you know, stuff like that. It's Medicine Hat, Alberta. Yeah, it's only like 45 minutes away. So I go like a couple times a month, sometimes more. But today I have to go, and I got to take my daughter and her friend to go get all these supplies for their project. So I thought I'd try and do this video thing. I only have an iPhone right now. Thanks, Jill. So it's going to have to do for now until I see if I really am going to get into this, because why waste the money, right? We're not made of money. I'm a nursing aide, healthcare aide, nursing assistant. Wherever you're from, that's what I do. I'm a nursing aide. But I'm on leave. My husband owns a one-man automotive shop. So, I mean, we don't rake in the dough. We are your total normal blue-collar working family. We have 4 children. Our oldest son, our only son, Axel, he's 18 today, January 25th. And he is currently in the city with his buddies. He graduates this year too from grade 12. Then I have 3 daughters. Nikki, who is 13 and in grade 8. She'll be 14 this June. And Katie, she's in grade 7 and she just turned 12. And then the baby is 9. Not really baby. Her name's Allie. She's in grade 4. She just started at the big school. So now I have all of my children in one school, which is kind of cool. So they're in grades 4, 7, 8, and 12. So all my kids are at one school, and yeah, it's kind of neat, and it's really handy when it's parent-teacher interview time. You just got to go to one school. I don't have to go to 3 different schools and yada, yada, yada. And it's a small town. Your kids can't skip school. They get caught. Somebody will call and be like, I saw Axel driving around. Like, just thought I'd give you a heads up. Oh, it's fine. Yeah, no, he's got a spare right now. Or, no, he should be in school. Thank you for letting me know, right? So that's the gist of it. My husband's name is Nick. Yeah, he's a Red Seal mechanic. He's been turning wrenches for a lot of years already, and he's only 37. We recently lost his dad just last year. That was hard. The acreage homestead we live on is actually his. Because we were the only ones that were really able to move out here to look after it, because his one brother owns a business in the city and his home in the city, and his other brother owns a home in a nearby village. And we were the only ones renting at that time. So we're like, you know what? We've been wanting to move back to Bow Island for years, Bow Island area. So we did. And we love it. And we've been here 3.5 years. And it's just changed so much. It's so peaceful, and the community is amazing. The people here are amazing. They're kind and they're loving and they're genuine people. They're not people that are just consumed by everything. It's still, you talk to people around here and it's still a very old school mentality, you know, like you help your neighbor, you know, it's just the way it is. You wave to everybody. Doesn't matter if you know them or not. If you're driving in town, driving down a back country road by our house, you wave. Just a little, so it's a little bit like this. That's it. And if you don't, people are like, wow, why are you being rude? What did I do to you? And sometimes I forget when I'm in the city and I wave to random people and they're like, crazy lady? I'm going to try and watch my mouth on this channel. I can't guarantee that I won't let them slip out every now and then. I'm a sailor in that way, but I do want everyone to be able to, you know, watch my videos and not have to worry that Alberta Grown's gonna drop a bunch of F-bombs and stuff like that. But sometimes they slip out, and I know nothing about editing. My children tell me they're gonna teach me, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm sure the first, like I've already uploaded a couple grocery hauls, but they weren't nothing major, right? I've never done any actual editing or anything of that nature, but we'll see how it goes. And don't do your makeup like I do mine. I'm no pro. I just like it. I'm not a pro. I just enjoy it. I'm kind of old school like that. Like when I'm going out and I'm going shopping, I'm going to the city or something, you know, I never like throw on my sweatpants and hop out the door. I don't know. I like myself and my family to take a little more pride in their appearance. Yes, I know looks aren't everything, but that doesn't mean you can't take pride in your appearance. Put together. You know, you don't have to wear makeup. I'm not saying you have to wear makeup. I'm not saying you have to do your hair ready. I'm not saying you have to dress to the nines. But, you know, nice pair of jeans, your boots, clean top, and your hair done a little bit, you're good to go. You know, you don't have to put in a ton of effort. Sometimes I just put on a little mascara and walk out the door. Because I always feel like mascara makes me look complete and, you know, put together. Even if I'm not wearing anything else. I'm trying a new skincare regime because the wrinkles are starting to creep in now that I'm pushing 40. God, pushing 40. And I got a kid graduating that is now a legal adult in our province. It's crazy. But I love it. It's been a ride. I don't mind this room, you know, like it's a work in progress. It's come a long ways, but it's definitely a work in progress. I've been purging my clothes and it's not something that's going to happen overnight. We are painting and stuff like that and, you know, trying to make it more for us, but it seems like mom and dad's always put themselves last, you know, so the rest of the house is painted, all the kids' rooms are painted and stuff, and we've been here over 3 years and we haven't done nothing in this room. It hasn't been painted since 1972, 73, somewhere around there. So it needs it. It's going to need like 4 gallons because I'm sure these walls are going to suck it right up. But, you know, moving out to the country was a learning curve. I don't know how many of you were raised in the city. I mean, like I said, the city isn't huge, but it's still a city. I didn't know how to deal with a dugout. I didn't know how to deal with, you know, a septic system. I didn't know how to run a tractor to mow acres and acres of grass. You know, I didn't know any of that stuff. I had to learn it all. I'm still learning it all. I still don't understand all of it. You know, and funny story, when my husband and I started dating 15 some years ago, him and his family were all talking about their new pivot and they were so happy they had it. It was going to make farming so much easier and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's great. That's awesome. 6 months later, I finally broke. I was like, what's a pivot? Had no idea. I'm sure some of you out there are laughing right now. But some of you are going, what is a pivot? Well, a pivot is those giant sprinklers in farm fields that pivot all the way around the field, hence pivot. They're expensive, but they save the farmers a lot of time, a lot of money. They don't have to go change pipe. They don't got to move the pipe. They just let her go. So I learned what those were. It's been an adventure learning how to live out in the country. And if there's a thunderstorm going, okay, thunderstorm kicks in, there's a lot of lightning, fill the bathtub. And you're like, why? Fill it. Because if you don't, and the power goes out, you can't flush your toilet because our pumps run on electricity. So with no electricity and no power, we can't flush our toilet. So that one's interesting. Now I'm good at that. That's why we have a gas stove too. So if we lose power, we can still heat the house because we have forced air furnace. We can still cook. Lots of flashlights around here. You know, it's just been something that I've had to learn and overcome, and it's been a lot of fun. Like I love it. And I hope I get to grow old here. We'll see what the future holds. You know, the property is now owned by all three brothers, but they're all close, and you know, there's no animosity there or anything like that. So that's good. But yeah, me and Nick live out here and we look after the place, and it's been interesting and fun and a learning curve, like I said. And some days, you know, I'm really excited. Oh, I get to go to the city. Get out of here for a little while. But today's not one of those days. Today is not one of those days. As I was just there on Wednesday, but you know, kids need supplies. And yeah, I get most of it out in the nearby small town in Bow Island, but I'm gonna pay twice as much, you know. So I may as well spend the gas, go to the city, get it all, maybe get a few groceries while I'm in there. Because like for instance, those international creamers, the big bottles, I pay $4.37 Canadian, roughly around there at Walmart. Out here, they're like $7.50. That's a lot of money in the long run, right? Same with jugs of milk. They're like $2, $3, $4 more in a small town than they are in the city. Loaves of bread, twice the price. Like everything's just more expensive in a small town. And I get it, because their cost to get it out is more than the city. But I mean, come on. You're charging me almost double for my creamer. And if I don't have my coffee creamer, I am not a nice person. Because I can't drink my coffee without my creamer, because I think I might be addicted to it. If that's a possibility. But it is. I have to cover my mug because it says a bad word. One of my longtime best friends, estranged now unfortunately, gave it to me. So yeah, now little mascara. I love this stuff, but I like the butterfly effect better, but I always need waterproof because of my job. And our nearest Walmart stopped selling the waterproof of the butterfly lash, so I can't buy it anymore. So I buy this stuff. It's not too bad, but it's not the same. You know, you find your favorite and you want to leave it. Actually, Miss fucking Wonderful was just saying that when she finds a product she loves, she'll buy like a bajillion of them, so if they discontinue it, she still has them. And I'm like, you know, maybe I should start doing that, because I do that with clothes. If I find a top I love that fits nice and it has a range of colors, I'll buy like every color if the price is right. And I should maybe start doing that, because it seems I find something I love and they stop carrying it. In the comments down below, like, you guys feel free to ask me anything. I don't know if I'm gonna have a regular upload schedule. I don't know if it's gonna actually turn into anything. I don't know. It could, it couldn't, I might not, I don't know. It might involve the family, show you life around the acreage. You know, it's really neat though. I mean, I worked for home care for a few years too, and that was really cool because I got to know a lot of people, and you know, we would assist Mennonites and we would assist all kinds of people. And you know, the Mennonite community is so misrepresented. You know, people have all these myths and miscommunications and knowledge about Mennonites, and 9 times out of 10 they're wrong. You know, Mennonites are wonderful, and yes, there's probably a couple bad apples out there. You know, you see it in the news, but that's like with any culture, any race, any religion. There's always bad apples everywhere. But you can't brand them all the same. You know, I've known some amazing Mennonites. My baby brother is marrying a Mennonite girl, and she is beautiful and sweet and kind and hardworking and loves my husband, scandal, loves my brother to the moon and back. So, you know, I don't judge. I try not to judge. I have to give people a chance first before I judge them. Sorry if I get a little close. You know, well, maybe I won't. I'll use my compact. Maybe I don't have one with a mirror because I have daughters that like to steal my makeup when I'm not looking. Oh well. Sorry if I'm a little close. And I probably look a little haggard right now because I don't have good lighting or anything like that. You know, I know I'm not an ugly person. I know that, right? I don't think anybody's ugly. There's beauty in everyone. But I do not photograph well. And I don't look good in videos. I don't know what it is. It's probably lighting, but I don't look good. I look like I'm 47, not 37. But I'm just gonna be me and try to, the only thing I'm gonna change about me on these videos is try to watch my mouth a little bit, you know, because I want my channel to speak to everybody. So if I can't swear, then I'll really try not to. I really want to just open up and, you know, real life stuff, you know, like show like what a lot of my house you know, like my home, it's not perfect all the time, it's not spotless all the time. We have money troubles. Sometimes we might have $500-600 to spend on groceries, but sometimes we might only have $200, and I got a budget like you wouldn't believe. You know, that's part of life. And I personally don't see a lot of that on YouTube. I see, you know, people that, you know, maybe have better paying jobs and or whatever the case may be. I don't see a lot of, you know, hodgepodge furniture. I don't see a lot of, I have bright red shag carpet in my living room because we can't afford to replace right now, so it's staying. Whatever, it is what it is. You know, I thrift shop, I shop for bargains, I spend the money on certain things because they'll last, but I personally would love to see more people like that on Facebook, you know, so that's kind of what I want to do, is just make videos about real life, about the average Canadian, you know, what life is like for an average Canadian family. Well, I guess we'd be considered a large family because we have 4 kids, and apparently that's huge to some people, which, by the way, don't say that. You know, if you ask someone, oh yeah, you got kids, how many you got? And then someone goes, oh, I've got 4. Don't be like, what? Are you nuts? That's rude. I can't stand it when people say that to me. I really can't. I have 4 children. I wanted 5. But I couldn't physically have another one, or I could have lost my life and that of the child, so we decided, okay, we're done. 4 is 4. But we always wanted 5. We wanted a big family, and we have a big family. And when people go, oh, are you nuts? I think it's rude. I think it's ignorant. Just because it's not right for you doesn't give you the right to be ignorant about it, be rude to me about it. You know, and I've said it before to people, and they're like, well, I'm just joking. And I'm like, yeah, but it's not, don't joke about it. You know, sometimes that hurts. You know, you might think you're being funny, but when it comes to people's children and how they decide to have their family, that's nobody's business but theirs, that family's, you know. Like, don't say ignorant things like that. Just close your lips and be like, oh, they're beautiful, or oh, that's awesome, you know. I don't mind if someone goes, oh, you're busy then, aren't you? That, yeah, well, obviously I'm busy with 4, but I'm not crazy. I wasn't crazy when I chose to have 4 children. I'm from a big family. My husband's from a big family. It would have felt weird to us having one child. That's to us though, right? Lots of people have 1, 2 children, 3, 4, 8, 12, 20 children. And that's their normal. What is my normal isn't your normal. And that's okay. You know? I get asked, you know, it's just, I've even been told, oh, well, you know, you could afford, oh, when I see someone post, you know, oh, I'm going to Mexico, I'm like, oh, that's so awesome. I'd love to go one day. And I've actually been told, well, if, you know, if you wouldn't have had so many, if you weren't crazy and had so many kids, you could afford to go. Well, I can go to Mexico after my children are grown. I don't need, it's not my duty to take my children on big fancy trips. My duty is to raise independent, well-adjusted, respectful, kind, and contributing adults. That's my job as their parent. My job is not to spoil them, not to take them over. They want to go to Mexico, they want to go on a cruise. They have their entire lives to do that once they get out of my house. My job is to raise good adults. That's my job. But my number one job, and many people disagree with me on this, my number one job, my number one priority is my marriage. My husband and I swore that our marriage would come above everything else. We're not religious, so just so you know, because I know a lot of my friends that are religious, you know, they put their Lord first, and that's okay. That's your prerogative. That's fine. But for my husband and I, we're not religious. Our marriage comes first because and some people are disgusted by that, but we cannot raise a healthy, well-adjusted family if we don't have a healthy, well-adjusted marriage. You know, we have to communicate. We have to make our marriage first priority. And some people don't understand that and disagree with it, but you know what? That's okay. This is my life and my family and my marriage. And I think what we're doing works. Because all these naysayers, when I first got my husband, because I was a single mom, I had my son already, they told Nick he's making a big mistake dating a single mom. She's just after you for your money. What money? We were in our early 20s. We didn't have a lot of money. He didn't have a lot of money. I didn't have a lot of money. We still don't have a lot of money. And yet some of those people that were saying that, guess what? They got married after we got married, but they're divorced already. The one couple from the small town that supported me and Nick, they're still married. Figure that one out. As we put our marriage first. We put each other first. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it shows your children that your marriage should come first. That your children are not the center of your world at all times. You have other responsibilities. You have other things to do. You need to make sure that your marriage is shipshape. Because if it's not, then what? Shoot, hold on. I normally have a mohawk. We'll get off the serious stuff now. I normally have a mohawk. But this past summer I was like, you know what? I'm going to shave my head. Because I've always wanted to do it. Never have. It's always a little chicken. But this summer I finally went, you know what? It's only hair. It grows back. So I shaved it. And I shaved. I number one shaved it. Like, it was very short. And, it was good for the summer, but I don't think I'd do it again. But now I've done it. You know, I can say, oh yeah, I shaved my head once. So now I'm trying to get my mohawk back. But in the meantime, while all this grows out, I've been rocking a lot of bandanas lately. Because I can hide the hair, the bad hair. I can hide a lot of stuff with it. Ow. And, you know, I'm not obsessed about my hair. You know, some people are like mega obsessed about their hair and they're like, oh my God, I cannot believe you shaved your head. Oh, it was so beautiful before. I'm like, it's just hair, man. It grows back. For me, it does. It would be heartbreaking for people. It breaks my heart when someone loses their hair because of illness and stuff. That's not fair. That is not fair. But I chose to shave my head. And yeah, I know it was going to look like crap for a while growing back out, but that's okay. It's just hair. It'll grow back. But I just dyed it the other day Because my children like to point out, oh, Mom, you got new silver hair. Oh, Mom, you got another gray hair. Mom, it's like all gray right there. Thanks, guys. Like I didn't notice. So, I dyed it just black. I don't go to the hairdresser. I don't get my hair dyed. Like I said, we're on a budget. So they had some Garnier black hair dye on sale at Walmart. So I bought some. Actually, it turned out all right. It's not too bad. It was like $6. But my hair's short, right? So I can dye it, and it's fine because my hair gets cut so often. I have an appointment on Tuesday. I'm getting my eyebrows done because they're atrocious. I'm getting my hair cut, and I do smoke. Don't smoke. For anyone out there watching me light this up that has never smoked in their life, don't start. Because it's bad. But I said I was going to be real on this show. I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm a smoker. I'm not going to hide the fact that I'm addicted to coffee. I'm not a big drinker. I don't really drink. I don't do drugs. I smoke and I drink a lot of coffee. That's about it. Like, as far as addictions. Well, no, that's not true. I love sweets, like chocolate. Oh, so good. But I don't let myself have too much because I used to weigh 300 pounds and I never want to get back there again. And yes, I lost a lot of weight. And yes, I had weight loss surgery. But no, it is not the easy way out. But we'll leave that whole discussion for another day. I'm pretty much ready to go. I'm sure my daughter and her friend are getting antsy. And I gotta change my jeans because I've lost a bit more weight and they're falling off me. So I'm gonna try and edit this later and figure out what I'm doing and see if I did anything, if I did okay. So anyways, I don't have a catchphrase yet. I don't know anything. So I'll catch you guys all later.